Hey everyone, so we're going to get a move on because we've got a few talks to get through. So you're usually listening to a few random talks. I'm going to give a bit of a news update. I think we're going to get Damien to talk a little bit about how MicroPython is tested. We've got Andrew talking about Jupyter Notebooks and how you can use that to program MicroPython. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with Peter, or are they going to give him a demo or...
I'll do an interactive sort of talk to people.
Yeah, cool.
Like you can do with Laura WAN.
Right, okay.
It is working, so...
Okay, well, good. That's good.
I didn't see that last time.
Right,
It's
so...
working this week. I
Okay,
bought an extra gateway because I don't trust it.
Nice. Get past me while we're video. So I thought I'd start with some news about some announcements. OpenV, which is a new MicroPython powered camera, was announced as a new Kickstarter for this. It's pretty cute. I suspect Andrew will want to talk a little bit about this as well because he's got one of the older models. I guess one of the nice things about this model is that you've got interchangeable cameras now. This thing can do sort of blob tracking, barcode reading, API tag interpretation. It can do like 80 frames a second while it's doing all of that. It's got a pretty cute IDE, so you can do real-time analysis of the images as it comes through. I think they're selling it for about $50 by the time you get shipping involved to Australia for the base model now. We're expecting to have it come out in about March. You can buy the older model, which I think Andrew, you got a couple. You got one of those. So we can have a look at the older model tonight. But it's a pretty neat thing. If you've got to do sort of image manipulation or that kind of stuff, it's pretty nice. All MicroPython, all open source. Next one, which is I've got to play the. There's a video which I'll show you guys later. But we were talking about the Tiny FPGA last month, Tiny FPGA BX, great little development board for FPGA development. Quick look over here. But the exciting news this past week was that William D. Jones actually got a demo of it running MicroPython. This means that the FUPI project was used to get all these things hanging together. So just to put this into perspective, if I can get it out of the bag, that's the little Tiny FPGA. I think they run about $30 thereabouts. Nice little lattice FPGA on it. Kind of interesting. I'm sure you're all excited about that. Yeah. Peter's got one of these gateways here. This is for the LoRa gateways. Adafruit started stocking it. They're actually out of stock right now, but they're at $350. It's just sort of it was nice to see that the LoRa is taking off and becoming accessible. So I thought that was pretty cool. This one's all geared up to work straight out of the box in Australia. CircuitPython actually just announced this week their 4.0 alpha release. So it's their first release of the 4.0 version. A little bit more hardware support. And one of the big things they're adding is this display I/O to help you work with displays that you might connect to an embedded device. So that was kind of interesting. I thought I'd give a quick public service announcement because I keep seeing people who are not really aware that mainline MicroPython actually supports the PSRAM ESP32. So if you know what that means, you can use mainline MicroPython. You don't have to use the Lobo port for it. So we can talk about that later. There's also a contest on at the moment. We've only got I think it's October 1st is when the entries close, but if you're working on small boards, I know a bunch of you guys are, there's a contest that Hackaday are running to see who can do the coolest and most awesome thing in a 1 square inch board. So it doesn't have to be 1 square inches exactly, but its area has to be 1 square inch. So I've got a project in mind. Kind of leads me into the Tiny Pico, which is it's a new ESP32 board that some people have been working on, mainly Sion, but also myself and Oliver and Sean. We've all been reviewing the boards because it's a small little ESP32 board, and this is something I've been wanting for a little while. You've got one there, so it's a little one. I know there's a few people working on these kinds of boards, but after we met last month, Sion sort of took it and ran with what I really wanted, which was a small ESP32 board. This is a Rev 1. We've actually made it a little bit smaller, so doesn't yet have PSRAM, which is a known feature that we might add in the future. We're starting to run out of space. It does have battery charging on board. Cool. So yeah, we'll show off that a little bit later. So just looking at it quickly in comparison, like these are the other Pico D4 boards. Now, for those that don't know, the Pico D4 is a slightly bigger package of the SP32, but it's got the oscillator and some flash on board inside the package and a bunch of passives. So this is a little bit larger than the regular chips you use for SP32. These are all using that particular chip, but they're all a lot larger, and I wanted something smaller. So that's what we've got. Now, Sion's been recording some videos on YouTube you can go watch about putting these things together and some of the design decisions we made. Really interesting to go over a little bit about. Just by comparison, so I know you can see them on the screen, but it's different when you sort of see this is a ginormous board in comparison to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so from last month we talked about all these boards. I've got them all now, so really quick. Medonic X10 Mini, which is a Cortex M Zero. It's really small. I haven't yet got it running MicroPython, but I intend to. What's next? Spy Driver is a device to help you debug spy comms. So you can plug a PC into it on this side, spit out spy on the other side, and like this is a display that's spy compatible. Makes it really easy to sort of prototype SPI comms. So if anyone wants to play with that, the one I used to play with. M5 stack module, camera. Yeah, it's cute, it's got Lego legs. You need that. M5 stack Bala. Who's got the Bala? Anyone got the Bala? Yeah. The Bala is one of these M5 stack core modules with some wheels. You whack on top, and that is self-balancing. Too cute not to buy it. Haven't got it working yet. I haven't even programmed it yet. So if someone's keen, please.
Does it come with software or to do it?
Yeah. And the last one was the other TTGo Pico board. Now this one's interesting only because TTGo make a bunch of these ESP32 boards, but they're actually making these modules which are really small in a can and are castellated, so you can buy just the modules themselves, or you can buy them as a board like that. Now I still like my little board, it's small, but I can see you're interested in it. So. Right, so that was all following up from last. Oh no, sorry, the LoRa board. So I'm trying to convince Peter to use one of these boards, which is another TTGo ESP32 with LoRa on it. We just need a MicroPython driver, and I think you'd be happy, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
The data sheet looks fine. I think it's okay.
Yep. Once we get it all sorted out,
Yeah.
I'm definitely keen to that.
Cool. So a bit of a plea here. I've got too many projects, so especially for you guys, I could really use some assistance. So there's a few like the Bala, like the Pocket Sprite, like the Odroid Go. I want to get MicroPython running on all these devices. It's not really much work. It's just I haven't got time to do it all. So if anyone wants to take some of these off my hands, I'm happy to loan you the hardware for a month or two to figure these things out. There's the Squix as well. Squix is an old, it's not even old, it's a ESP8266 board with an e-ink thing on it, right? So they're kind of cute. He's got great software to do like weather displays on them, but I wanted running MicroPython so we can play with e-ink. Yeah, so if anyone wants to take some of these projects, a lot of them are honestly quite small projects. They just haven't had the time to put in a couple of hours to get them working. So I've got way too much stuff to do anyway. So please come and talk to me if you want to do something new and interesting with MicroPython, like a self-balancing robot, which you should be able to put 2 hours into and have it rolling around your carpet. Sounds like a fun thing to me. So anyway, that's that. We also talked about Tomu's last month. Tomu. Just to recap quickly, this has nothing to do with MicroPython per se. That's my favourite word to use in the videos. So it's a little microcontroller that fits inside your USB port. Tim's been making these. Is Tim's surname? Ansel. Mithra, I'm getting confused. Mithra is his handle, Ansel's his surname. So Tim makes these. They're pretty amazing. They've got like the little touch buttons on the outside. They've got 2 LEDs on them. He was good enough to give me a few to give away. So who'd like one? But before you answer, there is a caveat. Tim insists that you do something with it. So I haven't got enough for everyone, but for those of you that are interested, you just got to do something with them. So we've already got binaries built for them. So if there's a few things like you can get them to flash LEDs, you can get them to act as like a secure, enter something as a USB keyboard. Even if you just run those
like
binaries.
a security key kind of thing. You mean?
That was his original design for it, to act like as a YubiKey competitor.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got that. I've got some of these. Maybe I'll put them up here. So I've got about 7 of them. So who'd like one?
Please. Yes.
Anyone else?
Oh my god, it's tinsy!
Yes. I'll give him one again. That's, and thank you, Tim, if you're out there. Really appreciate that. We'll make sure something happens with them.
Primary question.
Yeah.
Oh, is the hole so that you don't get it lost in the USB port? There's right here, is that for like threading through like a little...
There's a little hole to locate it, so when you put there's a plastic case for it, which allows it to fit properly in your USB port.
Okay.
So it locates it and locks it into the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
if you
now
go-
I see it.
If you Google Tomu, you'll find all the documentation. You can get the toolkit to build everything. You can download binaries. It's all pretty easily accessible.
Okay, brilliant.
They're pretty cute. I think that's all the news and bits and pieces I have for you. Yeah, cool. So I'll hand you one of these fine gentlemen.
Yeah, I can do it.
Cool. Maybe just stop that